Hey boy! My name's Stephen Crane and I'm from New Jersey. You know, like New York, not New York, New York, but Jersey, New York. I was born in November 1st, 1971. Not a big deal, you know.
Hey everybody, I'm John Griffith London. I was born in 1876 in San Francisco, and I can't believe I'm in Jersey Shore.
My name's Mark Twain. I was born on November 30th, 1837 in Florida, Missouri. And I'm here for inspiration and from Jersey Shore. And this is my dog, the one and only Shadow, the Aussie Doodle.
I'm Stephen Crane and I'm the 14th and last child of my parents. You know, not that big a deal, 14 children. Don't everyone have that? No? This is just me. Okay, well, anyways, my father is Dr. Jonathan Townley Crane. He was a Methodist minister, as were his maternal grandfather and other relatives on both sides of my family. I was successful in varying ecclesiastical appointments that led my family to move to Prospering, New Jersey in 1876 and in 1878 Port Jervis, little town upstate New York. You know, surrounded by countryside settings, not much. I attended Hudson River Institution in Clark, New York, from 1880 to 1890. You know, I graduated pretty early, one of those smart kids. Saw history by John B. Van Petten. He was an officer in the Civil War. Pretty cool stuff. You know, when we fought against them Southeast Confederates, all that stuff. September 1890, I enrolled in Lafayette College to study mining and engineering. I left without completing it first semester. Not a big deal. I then enrolled in Syracuse University in 1991.
1,999. 2,000. Woo! I never miss a chance to get swole. That's what I love about Jersey Shore. You always got a place to work out. Yeah, as you guys might remember, I'm Mark Twain. I was born in Florida, Missouri on November 30th, 1835, as I already told you. I was the son of Jane, a native Kentuckian, and John Marshall Clemens, a Virginian by birth. When I was 11, my father died of pneumonia. The next year, I became a printer's apprentice. I worked as a typesetter and contributor of articles and humorous sketches for the Hannibal Journal. When I was 18, I left Hannibal and worked as a printer in New York City and Philadelphia. I often educated myself in public libraries during the evenings. I wanted to find, a wider information than what the conventional school system taught me. When I got older, I met a steamboat pilot named Horace E. Bixby. He inspired me to become a pilot, and I soon surpassed him and started making a wage of $250 a month. While I was working as a steamboat pilot, I acquired the pen name Mark Twain, which means 2 fathoms deep in, river talk. On June 21st, 1858, the steamboat my brother was working on, the Pennsylvania, exploded. I had foreseen his death in a dream a morning earlier. I took this very hardly, and I always took responsibility for his death. And I was very guilt-stricken for the rest of my life, which was very sad. I continued to work on the river and was a river pilot until the American Civil War broke out in 1861, and traffic along the Mississippi was, stopped practically. At the start of the Civil War, I was enlisted briefly in the Confederate Local Union. I then left to Nevada.
That look good for ladies on the beaches. You know, I really love literature. So beautiful. You know, I was considered one of the most successful writers in America during the early 20th century. I wrote a lot of vigorous stories about men and like animals against the wilderness, the environment, survival, hardships, and they were mainly drawn from like personal experiences of mine. You know, I ventured a lot into the Yukon, and when I was 17, I even ventured onto a sealing ship. You know, when I was growing up, I grew up in the slums of Oakland, lived through a lot of poverty, and honestly, I was kind of going in the wrong direction, but a turning point in my life was when I was in prison for 30 days in a terrible prison. I can't even speak of it. Excuse me. It was so degrading that I decided to turn my career and life around and pursue literature. Just the love of literature is what saved my life. You know, I was once considered one of the most highest paid and most popular American authors of all time. Of my time. You know, 51 of my books and hundreds of articles of mine have been published. In other words, I'm fairly popular still. You know, a couple of my books that have been published in one of my most notable books, including The Call of the Wild, The Iron Heel, The White Fang, The Sea Wolf, The People of the Abyss, The Martin Eden, To Build a Fire, which is actually considered to be an all-time classic of mine. And several of my books have been translated into dozens of languages, and today continue to be widely read throughout the world.
Okay. So my book, the main character I wrote about, is forced to turn into a prostitute. You know, hoe down, low down, prostitutes going to the streets, traveling around town, giving and selling and taking whatever they can get, just because some friends betrayed her trust. In 1893, I wrote my first version of my book that would later become known as the Red Badge of Courage. It is, how you say, my masterpiece. In September 1896, I was interviewing to several chorus girls, if you know what I mean, when some articles in New York City, when we left 2 in the morning-ish, we got pulled over by a cop. You know, those policies, fez, popos, big mans, the hoodowns, officer, captain, whatever you want to call them. And they say, for one of my friends, Dora Clark, you're under arrest for soliciting. And I'm like, whoa, bro. Whoa. Whoa, bro, whoa. In November 1896, I met the love of my life, Clara Taylor. She was a smart, beautiful, intellectual woman, several years my senior. She went on to be my happy companion for the rest of my life, or at least till today. We're still companions, of course, and although no evidence, they say, has come to light of us being married, I still introduce her as my wife because
I love this game called Ping Pong at Jersey Shore. It's amazing, so much fun. I can just whoop, Kobe. Oh, so close. Well, as you may know, my most famous book, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, was written about a boy who helped a slave escape from the Southern society. And as you may know, I, as an author, was a very innovative person. I was one of the first people to actually use the language, the dialect from the South. I studied for years how the people spoke, down to every last word and sentence. It was really a tough thing, and I almost gave up on the book, but I'm really glad I finished it, because now I'm known throughout the world, and I'm going to be known for generations to come for that famous book. I'm going to get some tanning on, I need to get like 10 shades darker for my Speedo contest. Jersey Shore's got a very prominent Speedo community. So, gotta get some tanning done, which is actually, I've always been tan in my life. Working as a riverbank captain, steamboat captain, I was always in the sun type of thing, and I lived in Missouri. So being tan was always natural, but with age, it just kind of got wider and wider. Getting a nice tan right now. I wrote Huckleberry Finn and the Adventures of Tom Sawyer, which were so influential in the world of literature. I was so creative with the language, and I was able to accurately show the dialects of certain parts of the South. And even this guy named Ernest Hemingway complimented me about my good writing style. I don't know who he is, but someone said he's a good author. It's probably a noob or something like that. So a little proud about my works. I'm not okay.
Yeah, getting tan, so swole. I consider myself pretty tan, I think I'm pretty tan for my age. Some people say I'm white. I just don't see it. I wrote The Red Badge of Courage. It's about a young private in the Union Army named Henry Fleming. Fleming, you got that? Fleming? I like that name. He flees the battle, overcome with shame. He longs for a wound, a red badge of courage. Something to show his toughness. His Jersey Shorean toughness. They have a speed competitions, y'all got a buff guy.
When I was a young boy, I used to go fishing with my stepfather. I can't stress enough how much he would always tell me to put on some sun lotion. We used to go on small boats. We just started casually fishing. But then I started to rent boats with money I've earned from various jobs and such. And my aunt Jenny even helped me buy my first boat, my actual first boat. From then on, I became a...
More twin, let's go. Let's do this. She is going down.
Yeah, let's go, Steph Curry. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Okay.
Let's go, Curry.
I used to be the best author of my time, baby. Nobody can ever be like me.
Hey, sir, you alright? You alright?
All I know is that I wrote the best books ever.